bone. I'm what he wants. I'm what he wants.
Yellow
bone.
First off,
what he wants.
The
Something
song
like that. It was really stupid.
Trash.
Yeah, it was just stupid. Like
without the context of the song itself was fucking trash.
Yeah. Yellow bone. What he wants. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Youngish, and with myself, Marette.
And Onika.
And if you'd like to follow us on social media, our personal accounts are mine is _XII_IV on Instagram, and on Twitter, I'm BRITELIPLOVE.
And I am KERR __ on Instagram. And I'm going to throw you guys for a loop. I'm going to give you my Twitter today.
Oh.
So it's at the RLKERR. I think that's what it is. Because I don't really use it. But I think that's what it is. Like the real Kerr. I don't know who I thought it was.
Right?
But yes.
Okay, girl.
Right? I did it.
And then you can find us on the page, of course, at Youngish and _ on both Instagram and Twitter.
And make sure you follow. And honestly, guys, we love your engagement. We love getting questions from you. We love any type of debates. We love it. So keep doing it. Keep commenting on our YouTube. Keep commenting on our Instagram. Because you guys just add more and more context to each episode that we do. So we appreciate it. Thank you.
And we always want to hear what you think. Like,
always.
Send us what would you like us to talk about? Is there any like specific topic that you want to hear about? Anybody want to spill some tea? Anybody got some relationship information or some help?
Share your stories.
If you want some help, we can definitely help you out. Okay?
We can give you advice. We can hear your stories. We can talk about your stories. We can do whatever you want to do. Just send us an email or DM us. Our email is youngishand@gmail.com. So you can send it there as well.
It has been a week.
I don't know if you can tell, but like bags in our eyes. Like this week has been draining.
Yeah, it's been a week. Like the temperature is starting to get really cold and frigid. It's been a week. I am just so glad that it's the end of the week already, because I feel like it was so busy. Like I started working out again, which I haven't done since last year. So my body was not here for it, and I spent the latter half of the week in pain. Like I was so sore I couldn't even walk for like Wednesday and Thursday. It was just tough. And then I still had like exercises that I had to do at home. Like it was just like, like, you know, it's like I'm glad that I have a personal trainer now, so I have like someone to hold me accountable.
I think that's my issue. I need someone to hold me accountable.
Yeah, because I mean, like, especially during this whole pandemic and with it being winter, like the last thing I want to do is work out. So it's like I'm glad that I have somebody to kind of hold me accountable. But yeah, girl, it's just so hard to get into that rhythm of like where it becomes like a lifestyle, which is why I think I needed to get a personal trainer, because when I was just doing it by myself, I'd go for like 3 days. I'd have 1 day off, and then I wouldn't go back for like a month.
Yeah, no.
It's like really hard getting in that routine and like keeping it to the point where it's like, okay, now it's a lifestyle and I can just wake up and do it every day. You know what I mean? And it's hard. There's no motivation. Like, it's not even like you're looking forward for something. Like, you know what I mean?
I know.
It's tough.
I know.
It's tough. It's tough to be motivated right
Exactly, because it's like, what am I trying to look good for?
Seriously. Like, the vacation that I'm never going on. Right? Like, the beach body for the beach that I'm never going to see.
Like, I don't even know. Would my beach body need to be ready for 2021, 2022, 2023? Like, I don't even know at this point.
No. It's going to be ready for 2020, 2021. Like, even if it's like the end of it, like, I'm here for it.
Because it's like, I'm trying to plan out my birthday, and it's like...
Girl, that's like 2 seconds away.
I know, right? And it's just like, it was so heartbreaking. I'm like, I'm turning 30, the big 3-0. It's supposed to be like this big celebration. I had all these plans for it. I've been thinking about since I was 25, because you only hit 25. You're like, oh my God, I'm almost 30.
The next big one is 30.
Yeah, so it's just like, since 25, you're just like, okay, well, I might do this for my 30th. They're always taking like mental notes.
Yeah.
And then now that my 30th has come, it's like, oh... Okay.
It's like, well,
I guess I'll see you guys on Zoom.
Like, virtual birthday.
Like, virtual birthday, yay.
Right.
I was so against virtual birthday. I was like, I'm not doing a virtual birthday, but that's why I kind of planned this virtual, paint party.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, at least it's something, because I hate virtual anything. I absolutely despise virtual anything. I hate it, hate it. So I'm like, okay, let me just at least have something to do. That way it's like, okay, it's not just us sitting in front of a camera just looking at each other.
No, that's actually really good. That's such a good idea. I feel like a paint party's fun because everyone gets to be like actually engaged instead of all just drinking and hey, shots, Veronica, shot. You know what I mean? Like everybody's engaged and they're busy.
I still want you guys to do shots.
Oh, of course, but that's not going to be like just us in a camera just drinking.
I know,
hey guys, happy birthday. You know what I mean? That's not like the focus of it. You know, you'll be drinking and playing, like doing the activity.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be a memory. It'll be a really good memory for you.
It will. I hope so.
It'll be memorable for sure.
Well, I guess it will be because I hope this to be my first and my last virtual birthday. So
we're not doing virtual birthdays in 2022. Period. Like that. No,
my 2022 birthday is going to be happy birthday, Onika, or happy 30th plus one birthday. Like I'm not giving up on my 30th. All the decorations are going to be the 30.
We're going to get 30 balloons and everything, and then we'll get the plus and the one.
Yeah, that's what
we're acknowledging 30. Yeah,
I'm redoing my 30th. There's no way. So like you're laughing, but I'm not joking. I'm redoing my 30th.
Okay,
There's no way.
I'm dead. My eyes are watering. I can't.
30 plus 1.
I'm done. I'm done.
And then like my friend is actually in labor right now. So that's exciting. Baby. And even my neighbors, we did a mini gender reveal with them, and they're having a boy. Like when I mean there's so many boys now, like holy
my gosh.
smokes. Like,
there's been so many babies during this pandemic. Like a lot of people have been giving birth during the pandemic. And I mean kudos to them because this is a different time to be like going to the hospital and like going through labor and you can't even have your spouse there, like your partner. Yeah, it's a tough time. It's a really tough time to be having a baby.
It is. It's a lot. But at least they'll be having some sort of excitement.
Yeah, exactly. It's something. It's like not everything has to be Netflix so miserable. Like
something in between Netflix and chill.
A beautiful addition to the family during the pandemic. Yeah, that kid is never gonna live it down.
No, you're a COVID baby.
You were born in the COVID.
Any babies born in 2019 and 2020 is like, oh, 2020 and 2021 is like, oh, you're a COVID baby.
I feel like they need to have like a
whole generation.
Facebook group. Yeah, like they all need to be a part of some kind of group, or maybe by then it'll be like an Instagram group because it's probably going to evolve so much by then, and they can all kind of like all the COVID babies around the world can like kind of communicate and get together.
In 20 years there's going to be a podcast called COVID Babies Grown Up.
Or even like a reality show that follows all of their lives.
I know, I'm about to trademark that.
Yeah. Hold on. 20 years from now we're going to be filming the reality show COVID Babies. Where are they now?
Can you imagine?
I love it.
Oh my God! What a year.
We need to reach out to Mona Scott Young and pitch this idea now. 20 years in advance.
20 years in advance. But just listen. Just listen.
Yeah, we're gonna go through the contract, right? Right. We're gonna go through the contract now.
Instead of Teen Mom, it'll be COVID Mom. That's what they should do. COVID Mom instead of Teen Mom. Anyways, I'm gonna stop giving out my creative ideas for free on YouTube.
Honestly, done. But yeah, it's been a week. Like.
It has.
Girl, I don't even know where to start. It has been, like, Hollywood has been a mess. I mean, like, it's been sham after sham after sham.
Listen,
the way we've been getting fooled in 2021, and it literally just started, like, it's, week 3 of January? Or it's week 3. Is it week 3?
I'm so upset that you mentioned Hollywood right now, because
it's a hot mess.
You just reminded me
it's a hot
of this dumb bitch. Sorry, I'm gonna say it. Of this dumb girl named Danileigh. I'm so upset about this. Like, I don't know why. No, I do know why it upsets me so much. But I'm, like, more curious of why does it still upset me? Because it's, like, it shouldn't even be a surprise anymore.
No, but I think
it's her reaction. I don't know what. It's just a hot mess. For you guys that don't know, Danileigh is an R&B singer. And she came out with a song called Yellow Bone. Yeah. Which was kind of like a light-skinned anthem, essentially.
I think she put out a sample, like, so she was getting ready in a photo shoot, and she's like, I want you guys to hear a clip of my new video, of my new song, and it was like, this song was like, Yellow Bone, I'm what he wants. I'm what he wants. Yellow bone.
First off,
what he wants.
The
something like that. It was really stupid.
Trash.
Yeah, it was just stupid. Like,
without the context of the song itself was fucking trash.
The girl from the podcast that I was telling you about, she was like, honestly, it sounds like something Ice JJ Fish would. Listen, and honestly, if you guys can Google the sample, you can Google the sample because like there's been so many interviews of like and blogs posting it, so you can go on Instagram and find it. But like, it's just so trash. Like, she's not even really singing. It's like a hard breath on like an auto tune. It's just yellow bone. what he wants. It's just like it's just so garbage. Like, I don't even want to give the song any more attention than it already has. But basically, it's just shedding light on the fact that she is a yellow bone and she is what he wants. And I guess
but the thing that bothers me, the whole thing bothers me, but one of the things that bothers me is that yellow bone is another way of saying light skin. It's probably a bit more of the controversial side because it's kind of offensive, yellow bone, red bone, whatever. But on top of that,
but it's a fair-skinned black person.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's to describe a fair-skinned or lighter-toned black person.
Of course, someone who is black.
She is not black.
Not a non-black person. You're not a yellow bone.
How are
and
you
it derives from the South. It's like a Southern slang that's been used for like decades.
Yeah, and the Caribbean, they say red bone. So it's like a similar thing.
Yellow
but it's just like, how are you defining yourself as yellow bone when you're not even black? How are you a light-skinned black person when you're not even black? And like, that confuses me. Yeah. And some people are like, oh, but she ain't black.
But then I was reading that apparently the song is like a diss track towards his children's mother, who is a brown-skinned woman.
And that apparently makes it worse.
He keeps going like back and forth. And apparently they've been having some kind of beef since like early last year between the two of them.
Because she makes fun of Danileigh because saying like, yo, you can be his Instagram shit, but he's coming back to me.
Yeah. But the fact that like,
that makes it even more offensive because you're now making fun of his baby mother who he has a kid with, which means most likely that child is dark skinned and his kids are dark skinned.
All of his kids are.
His daughter is dark skinned. So you're saying that light skins are pretty much better than dark skins. So you're telling that little girl when she grows up that her father's girlfriend is pretty much saying that light skins are better than dark skins.
Exactly.
How, like, that's the same thing with like Lil Wayne when him and 50 Cent were talking about like, oh yeah, exotic girls are where it at.
I can't stand both of them.
Lil Wayne, your daughter is not no exotic looking bitch.
Exactly.
Like what? Like I don't.
Those two have understand. So much self-hate that I can't even address either of them. Lil Wayne or 50, I can't with either of them. Their self-hate is just next level, and it's like I can't even allow myself to even speak on them.
I don't know, but I'm just so bothered with this Danileigh because again, my main thing is that she's saying about his kids and his baby mom. Also, she's not black, and that is facts. You can go on her Twitter because she posted her DNA. Dominican. She posted her, not even Dominican. Dominican's not even a race; it's a nationality. Yeah. So you could be Dominican black, you could be Dominican European, you could be Dominican Spanish.
She's Dominican, but they're the Spaniard Dominicans, so not even like Afro Latina.
Exactly.
Like
and she posted her ancestry or DNA results on her Twitter, so you can actually go on there and see, in terms of percentage, how percent she is black, and she is at most 20% black. Yeah, at most.
It was just uncalled for. It was
so if she's black, that means I'm white because I'm 25% white. I'm probably actually more than 25% white because my mom's over 50% white.
Yeah.
So, but do I go around calling myself a dark-skinned white person? Do I call myself a super tanned white person?
No.
Do I call myself an Afro white person? Like,
no.
Get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry. Yeah. No. I'm sorry.
No.
That whole thing.
At the end of the day,
what bothers me is that a lot of these guys are like, oh, there's nothing wrong. I'm like, there's a lot wrong because even if she was a black woman, let's say she was a light-skinned woman, let's say she was a yellow bone.
Yeah.
There's already this huge issue of colorism in the black community. Yeah. So it's like you're talking about this from a privileged standpoint. So just like when people are mad about like, oh, white people need to understand their privilege and fight against their privilege, so do lighter-skinned black people.
Exactly.
So when people act like it's not a thing, especially lighter tones, and a lot of black men in general don't agree, dark skin, light skin, whatever they are, they don't acknowledge colorism. But even in the female part, especially in the women's side of things, you as a light skinned woman, that's, I don't know, I think that's so wrong.
It's tone deaf.
Like it's
very tone deaf.
I can't.
It's very tone deaf in the sense of like, especially with what's going on within the black community. I understand that she isn't black, but however, like, it's so inappropriate. And even if she was black, at the end of the day, that kind of a song is inappropriate in general. There's colorism in every community, but especially the black community. Like, it's the song itself is tone deaf. And the worst part about it is she wasn't even apologetic about it.
Oh, no. She said that we're haters and that we're so sensitive to like, why are you offended that I made a song for light-skinned baddies? Like, fuck out of here.
It's like,
sorry.
What? Like,
Excuse my language, guys. I can't.
Do you even hear yourself right now? I
can't. Like,
I don't even understand how someone can live in their head so much that they're just literally that tone deaf.
Because people allow them to get away with this.
Yeah, of course. And not to mention, apparently he put like 3 yellow dots under that comment.
That's the same. So he's just
like, you're feeding into the bullshit. Yeah, 100%. Like, you're feeding into the 100%. Bullshit. And I mean, again, we don't know if like she was on his account or he did it. I don't know. But the point is, like, you're feeding into this narrative and you're feeding into this bullshit where you are perpetuating that hate now. Mm-hmm. You're not standing up to it. You're not saying, oh, you know what, it was wrong. Da-da. You're not calling her out on her bullshit publicly as you should. Mm-hmm. Like, I can't. Like, all these, like...
That's why the best song still to this day is, I ain't got no type.
Like, right? Bad bitches is the only thing that I... Exactly. Come on. Like, thank you. Okay?
Like, I don't know.
Cups with the ice and we do this every night. Yo, that was a banger, okay? But yeah, like, I mean, there's enough songs that speak to, oh, I like a long hair, thick, red bone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's already so many songs, especially from, like, rappers. Like, we already have heard this 1,000 times before.
Even Chris
like,
Brown, I remember him saying that only black girls, in one of the songs, pretty much, black girls that he talks to are the only ones with the nice hair.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we've heard that narrative 1,001 times before, but especially you... as a, like, you know, female R&B singer or whatever the case may be, whatever you / choreographer, all the different things that you do, like, it was just very, very inappropriate. Period. Point blank. Period.
I don't even know and how the fact that she even like, because have you seen some of those busted dances that she's trying to do? Like that thing ain't moving. But anyway, no, but like, I don't even. I can't even. I don't know. Like pretty privilege is real. Yeah,
it is. Like, I mean, it's the only thing that could make her really believe that she could put that out and people were going to be rallying with her.
But that just reminds me about the whole Niger Queen thing too. I don't know if you remember when she did that interview saying that darker skinned women are jealous of her because she's light skinned and she has a nice hair.
I didn't see the interview, but I read about it. Social media. I just saw when social media
I feel like she grew up from that, but still the fact that like that is something. And again, it has a lot to do with a lot of these communities, mixed communities. Like, it's just. But again, it's an issue.
Of course, but it's also like you have to look at the men who are obviously feeding that narrative to the women, because a lot of times, you know it as well as I do, a lot of these black men will sit there and be like, oh yeah, I don't even like black girls because they wear weave, and I like you because you have your natural hair, and like, you know,
all the time.
Exactly. And that's the thing. And you put all these kinds of like stereotypes into their head so that now these women are thinking like, oh yeah, well, you know, they say this about black women and this about black women and this about black women, and it's like, not all black women don't, like, they're making it seem like, oh, all black women don't have natural hair under their wigs and under their weaves, and you know what I mean? Like, it's just this disgusting stereotype that just keeps getting perpetuated. Honestly, we could go on a tangent from here till tomorrow about it, and about who's to blame.
I feel like I'm sounding and acting bitter as fuck, but
yeah, because it was just inappropriate. I just don't like her.
And
the colorism, like,
that was just so inappropriate in all levels. I don't even care. Even as a light skinned person, I think that was so offensive.
It was very,
and I'm just disappointed that some of the reactions, because I posted this on my story, and I'm actually disappointed in some of the reactions I got. From posting it. Somebody I was actually very surprised was telling me how there's nothing wrong with it, and that took me by surprise.
Yeah, because
there's a lot wrong with it.
Everything is wrong with it.
A lot wrong.
There is nothing that isn't wrong with it. Everything about it, from the delivery, like the words itself, her like completely like not. First she said she was sorry, but then in the same breath turned around and said, "Oh, you guys are a bunch of haters." What? Who apologizes and then calls the same group of people a bunch of haters?
Trying to cancel me. You can't cancel me. The only person that can cancel me is God, and I'm blessed by God.
And then the best is when everyone has to throw God into it. Like, God's tired, okay? Everybody loves to do things and then throw God in the mix. Like, no. God can see exactly what you're doing. Like, he's not coming to save you, girl.
Like, we need to stop idolizing these celebrity couples so much. We do it all the time, and it's so tiring.
Exactly.
As soon as a couple posts a pictures, people are putting it on their thing like, oh, couple goals. Oh, couple goals. Lori Harvey and Michael B., as soon as they posted a picture, oh my God, couple goals. But
didn't you see that that they just got outed like a day ago? I think it was on Media Takeout, one of those like blog things where they were saying that apparently, like, a source confirmed that they were sleeping in, like, separate hotel beds, that apparently the whole relationship is, like, a sham. It's for their images.
I would not be surprised, because I feel like when I first saw them, I'm like, yo, this
You've
is
been
a PR
saying that,
stunt.
though.
I said, this is a PR stunt, because how vocal they've both been about this relationship
really
is weird.
It is. It's really shady.
Both of them have never, especially Michael B. Jordan.
Out of nowhere, they started posting, like, it was her birthday, and then boom, all these back-to-back photos.
Like, Michael B. Jordan, you have not, no one can name one of Michael B. Jordan's ex-girlfriends. No one can actually name it. They can speculate that too.
Like, I mean, exactly. Like,
it's just like, but then all of a sudden now it's like, oh, let's claim each other on Instagram. Oh, baby. Oh, nugget. Oh, turtle. Like, it's just like, okay, guys.
I mean, and don't get me wrong. I was here for the relationship. I was
also because I just felt like everyone was dogging Lori. I was like, nah, fuck this shit. I'm supporting her.
Like, you know, I get it. She's, like, young. Yes, she's been attached to a lot of people over the last 2 years. But as the public, we don't know what those relationships were.
It's all
like,
speculation.
We don't know if she was sleeping with them. Yep. We don't know if it was like as well an image booster for who knows. Like, at the end of the day, like, I feel like the public gets way too invested in, like, these celebrity relationships and think that they know what's going on. Oh my god, but she's been attached to this many people in the last 2 years.
Like,
2 years.
Oh my god, it's been 4 years and she's been attached to 7 people. I'm like, first off, that's
but you don't know what these relationships are. Like, if it's a friendship, you don't even know if they're sleeping together. And even if they are, like, why is it anybody's business?
But even if you think about it, it's honestly not that crazy. Let's say
it's not that serious.
7 people in 2 years. Let's say a person or less than 2 people a year.
I mean,
let's be honest. It's nothing crazy.
It is. It really is.
A lot of the things that I was reading an article, it's like, oh, she was with this person because they went on a date. I'm like, so because they went on a date, supposedly went on a date, they could have just went to a restaurant as friends.
I mean, I've been on more dates in the year.
Thank you. So I'm just like, so just because they went on a date, they had a whole relationship?
Like it's so stupid. Honestly, it's
and even the Jessica Combs, she dated Jessica Combs and then the father. First off, how do we even know she dated Jessica Combs?
But we don't even, exactly, like, we don't even know.
Because first off, okay, I'm not even going to say my opinion on him, but, like, he has a lot of female friends in general. Yeah, exactly. He has a lot of female friends.
At the end of the day, none of us know what the relationship
And they were all rich, so they could have fucking grown up with each other. They probably went to the same elementary school, so they might have known each other forever.
Exactly.
So I don't know why us regular people keep trying to judge these celebrity lives so much.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like, I'm sorry, but, like, half of the regular people who are in the comments, like, judging, I mean, you got a bunch more skeletons in your closet, so it's like you don't be like throwing stones at when you live in a glass house. At the end of the day, like,
no, seriously,
yeah, like, I feel like everybody's so critical, especially with her. Like, people just love to go on a tangent. But the funny thing is, now that she's with Michael B. Jordan, since he's considered, like, you know, obviously not the, like, rapper athlete, like, typical type, he's considered, like, the goody two shoes, like, the good boy, like, the career, or, you know, Hollywood's sweetheart, Vogue's sexiest man alive, or was it People? I think it was People's sexiest man alive. Yeah, one of those damn magazines. I can't keep up with all the nonsense. I can't keep up. But yeah, like, now everybody's like, oh, goals, couple goals. Oh, we're here for it. And, like, especially the same community that was, you know, not having his back before. Some black women. But again, you can't even blame them, because have we ever seen him in a relationship with one? No. Like, he's been pretty famous for all of his relationships.
Yeah, but that reminds me of things like Taye Diggs. Yeah. Taye Diggs bothers me so much. And the reason why it bothers me is not because he's married to a white woman or previously been married to a white woman, because I could care less.
Yeah.
But it's just like, he makes money off of doing these black movies about black love. And it's just like, you're doing these movies about black love and you don't even practice that outside.
No.
Just like how, you know, the LGBTQ plus group gets mad when people from that community play characters from that community. That's the same way I feel about black love. Don't pretend like you like black love when at home you're not doing practicing the same shit. Sorry,
the same thing. Like,
sorry.
It's just phony because, like, you know, especially, like, he was in a lot of those movies in, like, the 90s and, like, 2000s of all those, like, you know what I mean? And
but, like, you know, okay. So I feel like we idolize couples so much. Like, we idolize, again, like, the Loris and the Michaels, the Suades and the Quavos, and who else do we? Beyonce, Jay-Z. So, like, why aren't we looking at the Morris Chestnut and his wife? Why aren't we looking at Denzel Washington? Morris Chestnut talks about how much he loves his wife. He brings his wife everywhere. Like, if he's going to interview in another city, he flies his wife with them so they can be together. Like, they're a real couple. They're not talking about, like, oh, and I'm not talking about the rest of them not being real couples or whatever. Yeah. But I'm like, we focus so much on, like, the external looks of things. Like, oh, they look like a cool couple. Oh, blah, 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 blah. It's like, they don't look at the actual structure of these couples.
I think it's also because, like, you don't see wholesome couples like that on the front of all these, like, blogs and all these, like, you know what I mean? Like, unfortunately, these tumultuous relationships and these couple relationships are everywhere. Like, the media takeout, the shade room, da-da-da. So, like, those are the relationships that you constantly see. And I feel like
is our community just toxic then? Because that's what it's looking like.
Yeah,
if that's
100%.
And that's all we're focusing on, that's a community issue.
I think the problem is, like, people feel like they can relate more to those celebrity tumultuous relationships than they can to the Morris Chestnuts and the Denzel Washingtons.
But is it like, it's one of those things like the chicken and the egg? It's tough. So it's like, were our relationships like that originally, and that's what these these sites are showing, or is it because what these websites are showing that's what we're now doing in our real life? Because I feel like a lot of the times, like, even when I go on these Clubhouse on Toronto groups, whatever, like, I'm not their type.
No.
I'm not their type. My picture doesn't have me all decked out, nice hair, dress, looking like this. I'm not their type because I'm more of like a homebody, like a regular girl. They don't like regular girls. They want the girls that remind them more of the Swatties, more of the friggin' Lori Harveys. Not even Lori Harvey, because Lori Harvey technically is just a very beautiful regular girl, in my opinion. Yeah. But like the ones that are fully
fake body,
like the fully dressed up, the
big ass,
exactly.
All that, yeah.
So it's
more of like the video vixen slash like the Jadas, and like the Ari
exactly.
And those kinds
so
of
it's like those are the girls that these guys are looking for. Yeah. So I'm like, is it because we've looked for those girls before this, or is it where we're looking for these girls now because of that's what's being shown to be cool and like that's who you want on your arm?
It's pop culture. I think it's the time that we're in right now, and unfortunately, I think that like that's what's out there. That's what people are constantly seeing. Everyone's emulating it because even if you think about it, like
I think so. I agree with that.
Look at everybody, like especially a city like Toronto. Like if you think about it, like look at the majority of the girls that you see here. Like obviously not now because the city's closed, but when the city's open, it's like, to me, I feel like everybody looks the same. Everyone has the same overdone lips and the same bodies, and everyone has their body done, and it's like the exact same. Everyone wears the same clothes from the same boutiques and the same Instagram boutiques and the Fashion Novas and the designer bags and everything. It's like everybody is emulating one another, and as they're emulating one another, they're emulating like these like celebrity women, because to them it's like all they want is like a rapper or a basketball player, or they're not looking for like the Morris or the Denzel, who may be the guy with the 9-to-5 job on Finance District or Wall Street or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like
and that's
a lot
what I'm
of people,
looking for, because looking at a man in a suit,
yes, I'm here for it. Woo. Yes.
The dress pants, a button-up shirt, like, ooh.
I mean, I'm here for, like, the comfortable drip here and there, too. Like,
but
you know what I mean? But,
know.
like, a suit. You have to be able... I like somebody that's versatile. Like, you could do both. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like what's in right now, I feel like it's too juvenile for me. Like, that whole drip and all that. Like, that was me when I was younger. But, like... there's girls even older than me that are into that, and it's like that's okay, that's whatever floats your boat. But I feel like that's what you keep seeing in like all these like blogs and social media and
what's
celebrity.
What's going to happen in 10 years when that's not the thing anymore?
I don't know, but I'm gonna be.
I'm just curious because it feels like every 10
I'm gonna
years
be right here,
things change.
Flips hair,
right? Because every 10 years I feel like these trends change,
of
right?
Because think about it.
In the early 2000s, let's say the 90s and early 2000s, having like this square body, no butt was a thing.
Yeah.
The only thing that they wanted big was your boobs. That was it.
Yeah.
Like that was it.
Even like natural, just like natural bodies, even like the lighter, like very minimal makeup.
Yeah.
Like natural. Yeah. The natural hairstyles. Like, you know what I mean? It was more about your actual
Jada
beauty. Yes.
Yeah,
like it was,
those were what was big.
It was more about like the natural beauty, like girl next door. Like, you know? Now it's like every single person has the same surgery. It's like not knocking, like at the end of the day, you to each their own. But I feel like people are losing that, like people are losing those like distinct things that, you know, separate them from one another. Like I feel like people are beautiful for different reasons. And it's not even just, like, their physical face or their structure or whatever, but, like, people are losing that by trying to look the exact same, to getting the same nose and getting the same lips and, like, you know, making their cheekbones like and stretching it back. It's like...
This has shown, and
it's very vain.
I might get a little attacked for this one, but I feel like to some degree, and I'm not a medical expert of any kind, but it's sounding a little bit like body dysmorphia. Like, it's become 100%. Like a regular trend where it's like, we hate our bodies so much that we're constantly trying to change it. Like,
of course.
I've known girls that got the surgery and they want to do more surgeries. Yeah. They did surgery, well, now they want to change this. Okay, well, they did surgery and now they want to tweak this. It's like a constant thing. Like, they're never happy with how they look.
But I've been told by, like, a friend of mine that has had surgery, she said, honestly, once you get one thing done and you see the difference, now you become so critical on everything else. And I can see that. It's like tattoos. You get one, you want more and more and more and more. So I can see it being like, okay, you get your butt done and it's like, oh my God, like, okay, this looks so good. Like, now what about if I just get my, like, my hips like, you know, my waist taken in a little bit. Oh, while I'm there, like, why don't I just get my, like, I can see how it becomes, even like you start with something like Botox and then, or you get your nose done and you see the way it looks and it's like, oh, but if I just got my cheeks taken in, then my cheek, I think it's just our overall standard of beauty is so distorted right now,
so
and it doesn't help that, like,
especially because a
the
lot of
filters.
People, I was just going to
look
say
at these filters on social media. You know, people are going to surgeons wanting to look like filters. Like, that blows my mind.
It is so true, because I'm just like, even these girls that they're looking at saying, I want to look like that, these girls don't even look like that.
No.
These girls are using filters, they're using Photoshop, they're using, like, hello, the prime example, Khloe Kardashian.
Oh, that whole family does not look
the same. Her Instagram versus her reality pictures are friggin' hilarious.
They do not look the same.
I feel like this has really shown how insecure we are and the body dysmorphia issues that we've had. And I feel like it's getting worse and worse. And it's
I feel like sad. We really have to have to be the change in the world, because the thing is, I feel like we have to work so hard with the next generation and make them understand how important it is to love themselves as is, because, like, the way that it's going now, like, it's only going to get worse unless we stop it and, like, we nip it in the bud with the next generation that comes.
It's true. And it's just like, I don't know, it's scary because, like, they're getting surgery to do this, and, like, surgery is not something light, and they're taking it so light, because when they say, like, oh, you need to do a surgery for appendix, like, oh my God, that's so crazy. I'm like, you're going through the same things when you're doing your BBLs and your boob implants. You're going through the same anesthesia. You're doing all the same steps. So if you're so scared of that, why aren't you scared of this? Because you can die on the table the same way.
You have to sign a waiver.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, so I don't know why they act like it's not anything major. Like, I'm just gonna go in. It's like, no, it's still scary. Like, I'm about to do some colposcoping, but that's because it's non-invasive. They just get a tube and go bloop, 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 bloop. So that just helps. Like, whatever. But, like, to do surgery, I can't. I can't.
I'm too scared of the long-term effects. Because, like, you know, because
we don't even know the long-term effects of all this stuff.
And you see stories all the time where, like, you know, 5 years from the surgery, they start getting, like, internal blood clots and end up in the emergency and, like, are near death. Like, there's just way too much risk. And I feel like I'm confident and I'm content. Like, I'm not trying to aim to look like A, B, C, and D. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's the bigger picture is, like...
And it does suck because it hurt, like... Even for people that have not done, like, I feel like the insecurity is running on both sides, the people that do it and the people that don't do it. Because when you don't do it, then you start comparing yourself to the people that do. Because, like I said, these people are the ones that are getting the attention, and you're just like, oh, shoot, so am I just, like, what's with me? But then at the same time, I'm like, no, I'm fucking awesome.
But then again,
like, it's still one of those things.
Would you want to do it and then only get attention because of it at the same time? And that's the reverse of it, too. Like, if you already were insecure and low self-esteem, and then now, wouldn't that only make you feel worse? Because now you're getting all this attention based on how their physical appearance.
But I feel like with this generation, we're so about instant gratification that's the issue. Because we're happy about the attention we're getting right now. We're not thinking deep into, like, why am I getting this attention? We're like, oh, I'm getting attention? Okay, great.
But I think after a while, it plays a toll on you.
Oh, definitely.
Like, after
I feel like it will. 100%.
It definitely. And, like, it's just, honestly, like, it's sad. It's sad that it's come to this. But, like, I don't even know.
I don't know where to go with this topic. This is a hard topic because it's like, I don't want to offend anyone because I'm not judging anybody for what they're doing.
to each their own at the end of the day. Do what you want to do. Do whatever makes you happy. That's like, that's pretty much it. But as far as like our friends in Hollywood, like,
but that's the thing. I'm like, I just think that, and it's crazy
getting
to me.
It's getting too much.
I was looking at the population of Black people in both Canada and the U.S. Okay, mm-hmm. So in Canada, Black people only make up 3% of the entire population. Mm-hmm. In the U.S., Black people only make up less than 13%. So we are so tiny in comparison to. I think the U.S. was like 77% white and like even 19% Mexican or Spanish or any type of Hispanic. So I'm like, we are so low on the population aspect, but I feel like pop culture is so focused on us, which is crazy.
Which is why it's in constant circulation everywhere.
How are we the smallest population? Like, well, not the smallest, but one of the smallest populations. However, it's just like, our stuff is at front tier at all times. Yeah. And
I think especially the last couple of years, it's really been brought to the forefront. Crazy. And it's like become mainstream. Everything about
100%. 100%.
Everything about it.
I could talk to anybody of any race talking about any type of celebrity, rapper, or whatever, and they'll know what's going on.
Yeah, they'll know more than us. Right. I don't even know like that much. I'm just like...
No, it's crazy. And it's just like those skewed beauty standards is like really affecting our population. Yeah. I mean, really is.
All the blackfishing that happens. Like,
oh, God. Danileigh.
Yeah, pretty much. Seriously, like...
But even that one girl, I don't know if you remember the one girl that dated Justin Bieber. I can't even remember her name. But, like, everyone thought she was biracial, whatever, and found out, like, no, she's, like, 100% white.
Chantel Jeffries?
Yes!
The DJ
yes,
girl, yeah. Yes. To be honest, I thought she was, too, because of, like, how tan she was and the way she used to do her hair. Yeah, Chantel Jeffries. Again, the appropriation is real.
And then there was that girl from, like, Sweden or whatever, Emma whatever, and she would keep her hair curly, and then she would, do tan, like, I'll show you her Instagram.
We've got a lot of Rachel Dolezals among us.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
Oh my god.
Like, for such a small population, we make such a big impact. It's crazy. I
mean, and you know what? That's like, and that's the unfortunate thing. It is such a small population, and it's sad that like the focus is constantly on, you know, some of these Black relationships in the public eye that are very tumultuous, like the Cardi and the Offset, and like the Saweetie. Well, Saweetie and Quavo are pretty unbothered and unproblematic. Yeah. But I mean, like, the obsession with all the other ones, like the rappers and the, like, you know what I mean? Like, everyone is like so focused and fixated on those specific. And I guess again because those are the ones that are more relatable.
Yeah, and the healthy relationships are getting pretty much ignored.
No,
like,
unless you follow them.
Who's it? Like 2 Chainz. He's been married to he was with his
high school
one
sweetheart
for years, and they just got married 2 years ago.
Yeah,
but they've been together forever.
Yeah. But if you notice, like. If you notice, the more
even
like
T-Pain, I think,
stable,
same thing.
The more stable and like healthy relationships don't make it on the front of like Shade Room and like blog and media takeout and all those kinds of places.
It's crazy to me because we get at white media for doing the same thing that Black media does. Yeah. So, for example, white media, let's say there's 10 crimes that day, and 8 of those 10 crimes are by white people, and 2 of those crimes are by Black people. They will show those 2 crimes of Black people before they show any of the white crimes. Yeah. So, because they know that the Black crimes are going to be more newsworthy. People are going to tune in more. People are going to get scared. People are going to be worried. People are going to talk about it, stuff like that. They know that. Mm-hmm. And that's the same thing that Black media does. Yeah. They focus on the toxic things, the crazy things, like, this person cheated with this person was walking with this person, blah, 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 blah. Because it's like they throw toxic stuff in our face at all times. Yeah. And it's just like, at what point do we hold them accountable? Do we hold them accountable to do the right thing, or are we needing to hold accountabilities for ourselves to make sure that we are looking at that and being like, hey, this is not right. Let me not focus on it. It's just such a I don't know.
At the end of the day, all of these media outlets, they want the publicity. They want the viewership. They want, and they know at the end of the day, people love mess. People love tea. People love drama. Mm-hmm. And it's sad, but that's the stuff that people are going to be invested in. That's the stuff that people are going to want to comment under, put in their 2 cents that they don't need to put in. You know what I mean? Like, whereas like a lot of the like healthier couples and all of those things that we would much rather see, they're like, oh, that's boring. Like people are not going to be as invested. And again, I guess it's something that we're really, really going to have to work on. Not only are we going to have to hold them accountable, but we also are going to have to, make sure that we're looking at that and like not idolizing it and seeing what's wrong with it and wanting better and wanting the best for us, which I feel like, especially over the last year, I feel like people are becoming more conscious of things. And I think people are starting to have those kinds of conversations about, communication being key and holding each other accountable, and even like looking for healthy relationships in the foundation and, trying to build on that. But again, we have such a long way to go because again, like, the family dynamic that goes back so far, like especially with the US and how they wanted to the destruction of the Black family and the Black home, and with mass incarceration, like, you know what I mean? It goes back so far, and those are all things that unfortunately have claws in what's happening in the world today.
100%.
You know what I mean? So
100%.
I think
it's just like we have to step up and work on it.
Of course.
And it's hard because
we have to do the research. You know what I mean? Like,
we have to do the research, and we have to actually be dedicated, because a lot of people preach this, and don't know what they're preaching. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I've been in a few conversations about being pro-Black and what pro-Black means and all that stuff. And it's like they always try to make exceptions or make little like tweaks to the definitions to try to make it fit their ideal. Because I feel like Black community, a lot of people want to be seen as being pro-Black. And I had to have a kind of discussion where it's like, it's okay not to be pro-Black. You can have a bias towards the Black community. You could be wanting to support the Black community. It does not mean you have to be pro-Black. Yeah. Because pro-Black is very like, everything you do has to benefit the Black community in terms of family, financial, spiritually, everything. Yeah. So to me,
big shoes to fill.
Yeah, and I'm going to be very controversial right now. To me, if you marry outside of the race, you cannot be pro-Black, because the whole point of being pro-Black is, again, to help the community, to populate your community, to keep the Black community and add generational wealth and to add generational wealth to the Black community. And how are you going to do that if you're not with someone that is Black? It doesn't make sense to me. Yeah. But anyway,
which is valid. It's a valid point.
That's like what the definition is. So, but they always try to say that, but like that's not what it is. So, but how am I taking away from? It's like, but you are, because look at my situation. I have my uncle who's biracial, who's half Black, half white. He married a white woman and had a kid. So now that kid is 3/4 white, 1/4 Black. Let's say if he has a kid with a white woman, that baby's now 1/8 Black or whatever it is. That kid is not Black. Yeah. That's another Danileigh. So you're not adding, so all that generational wealth that's getting passed down is
even that's more Black than Danileigh.
Right? So if it keeps getting passed down, that means you're not adding wealth to the Black community at that point. Yeah. So, anyways, that's my little rant about being pro-Black.
And I mean, we're not saying that you have to be or you don't have to be. No,
you don't have to be.
Whatever floats your boat. You know what I mean?
There's nothing wrong with not being pro-Black.
Yeah, like it's okay to be Black and not be pro-Black. I mean, you know what I mean? Exactly. But I think a lot of people feel like they have that obligation too.
Yeah, they take offense to it, I find a lot of times. And even that, it's like we have to get over our egos. Yeah, we have to get over the egos. Like you can do a lot of pro-Black stuff and whatever. It does not mean you have to be. And it's just like, again, we have to get over our egos.
But again, in that's like with being like, dating outside of your race. I mean, some people do it because it's their preference. However, some people do it for financial security. Some people do it for emotional security. And again, that can even happen within your race. You know what I mean? There's just so many different degrees of why people date and who they date.
It's true. That's the same. I'm like, just do what makes you happy.
Yeah, what makes you happy.
I'm going to do what makes me happy. Yeah. I can talk a whole hour, 2 hours about my personal choices and what I'm looking for. I can go on and on and on. Yeah. You may not agree with it, but I can go on and on and on. But I don't know. It's just that this social media world is very frightening, kind of.
But then again...
But then it's fun as shit, because I will not lie, I love the drama too.
I mean, you're here for the drama and the mix too, right?
I am.
But then again, like, do you think that you would ever be able to, like, for example, Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan, like, let's say it's true, and the sources that are saying that it is a staged, relationship for the image... Do you think that you would ever be in a position where you would date, for example, for an image?
If I was a celebrity?
Yeah.
Probably. At that point,
I think it depends on the type of celebrity.
Yeah, it depends on what type of celebrity.
If my parents are rich and I have money, then I don't need to. Like, I mean,
but then at that point, just, like, why would they care? It's like, sure, I could fake a relationship. Doesn't matter. I get more money in my pocket. Like, I
don't know. It depends.
At the end of the day, it's not going to stop her grind. So it's like, I don't know.
It depends.
I don't know if I really would, but at the same time, I'm like, it depends.
Yeah, I think it depends.
Because if it's going to, like, let's say, for example, Michael B. Jordan, it's definitely going to help his image, especially within the black community, especially towards black women, then yeah, I would. If they offer to, if they put it up to me saying, hey, if you date this person, it'll help you in this way, that way, it might be like, oh, well, I kind of need that boost, so sure, you know what I mean? Even, I'm sorry, Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez, that was definitely a PR relationship that turned into a real relationship. But that was definitely a PR one,
because they were both, like, at the height of their careers. They were, like, you know...
Yeah, the little young love.
Young, like... What was it called? Mickey Mouse Club kind of esque, you know? Young musicians.
So I'm like, that was a PR one that turned into a real damn relationship.
That turned into a very toxic one.
Like a 3-album each.
Yeah, like... I mean, you know...
Is it too late to say I'm sorry?
Right? Like, that's... And I feel like for her, it was even longer. It was like, what, like every album? I feel like she, like, low-key still loves him.
I think she still came out with a song recently about it.
I mean, it's crazy.
And then the whole, I can't. They see these celebrity relationships, like with her with The Weeknd and The Weeknd, because he used to date the Bella girl, and then Selena Gomez started dating him, and Selena and Bella are technically friends, so they had a fallout.
Started unfollowing each other.
And then after Weeknd cheated on Selena to go back with Bella, I'm like, this is so much drama, I can't.
See, this is why the public is so invested, because they love the drama.
It's true, but it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, I like to watch it, but I don't want to live it. But you don't care for it.
Yeah, no,
I don't want to live it.
Like,
so that's why, but like some people want to live that life. Like, I think they think it's like exciting. I'm like, no. My thing of exciting is being home with my loved one and watching Netflix and eating dinner. Like, that's
But then again, I think it also has to do with, like, you know, I think our perception of dating in general. I think, like, especially our generation, like, most people in our generation, I think that they don't have any positive role models around them, and they don't have enough positive influences. And I mean, look at the music, look at the media. Like, there isn't enough positive influences, especially with, like, healthy relationships that are not toxic, that are not abusive. Like, I mean, we love all those, like, memes and, like, that Justin LeBoy page. Like, that guy is hilarious.
I love it.
But, like, it's funny, it's entertaining, but, like, all of his posts are toxic AF. Like, yeah, they're jokes, but, like, I wouldn't want my real relationships to be anything like that. Right. You know what I mean? But it's, like, that kind of a culture. I think it's because we have emotional security. Like, I think we know what we want in a relationship and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, I think a lot of people, you know, don't have, and I don't want to say it's maturity, because it isn't that, but I don't think enough people have had enough positive experiences or, like, healthy relationships, or have, like, maybe been in very toxic relationships but have spent time healing and growing and working on themselves. So at least now they have a better idea of what they want and what is healthy.
I feel like we have a lot to heal from. I think
so much.
We have a lot of trauma, specifically in the Black community. We have a lot of trauma that we need to heal from, and I don't think we have it. I feel like a lot of us are still ignoring the areas to which we need to heal, and that's why we keep getting ourselves in these same situations. Like,
and obviously I can't speak to, like, other races, but especially in the Black community, I feel like there are so many, like, generational curses that we need to, like, unlearn, and just, like, exactly, like, childhood traumas, and you know what I mean, so many things within our community is, like, shame, and, like, there's so many conversations we didn't have with, like, sometimes our parents when we were younger that we really needed to have about love and about dating and about relationships. A lot of us just went out into the world and learned when we got there and ended up in really, you know, toxic relationships.
And that even, like, it's so confusing, because even, let's say, for Black women and their sexuality, Black women are shown to be such, like, sexuous, promiscuous women,
constantly hypersexualized.
And then I know so many Black women that don't even have a sex toy that are like, oh my god, ew, why would I? It's like they're not even comfortable with their own sexuality. But they portray this, like, whole, like, this, or they'll sleep with 1,000 men, but they're still just, like, scared to even touch themselves. Like, it's like they're so, I don't know, it's the weirdest thing. It's like,
but I don't know if it's because of, like,
a non-prude way. Like, I don't know.
I mean, coming from, like, African, especially East African background, like, sex is, like, oh my God, taboo, not something we talk about.
Yep.
So I feel
Black
like
women
because
are very
like a lot of women
sexual,
grow up like that, and it becomes like that's them as adults. Like everything is just like, oh my gosh, like taboo. Do I talk about this? Do I not talk about this? And again, it's
but then to me, it's just like, if you can have sex, why can't you have a toy? Like I feel like that's even a lower level than having.
But for
sex.
but like I can understand where they're coming from.
Oh,
for
I
them
can
feeling
understand
like
that
it's
too.
like
but I'm saying
dirty and there's like shame.
But then there should be shame of having sex.
Yeah.
Especially because sex comes with so much more risk.
Yeah.
You have risk of getting STDs, STIs, pregnancies.
It's a different type of shame.
pH balance off. Like you can get all of this stuff from that compared to having a sex toy. I'm not saying everyone needs a sex toy, but the fact that they're so ashamed of it.
Yeah, but I mean that's the thing.
And even when they're having sex, they're ashamed of different things. Like they're ashamed of oral sex. They're ashamed of all this stuff. And just like, but you had sex with 100 guys last year alone, and you're still like, it doesn't make.
But even the ones that aren't even like, you know, having multiple partners, I think like that's the problem. Like a lot of these things are looked at as shameful. You know what I mean? Things you don't talk about. So it's like that for some people, it grows with them, and it's something that they never shake off until, of course, they get older and they've had like more experience and they've been in different relationships. And sometimes it takes like a lifetime. Sometimes they don't get there till they're like in their 50s, and you see them like so much more comfortable with their sexuality, and they're just like, wow, like it took me like a lifetime to get here because I've walked with that shame for all my life. So it's like, again, you know, I think a lot of things go back to our childhoods and how we were raised. And so, I mean, all of us have some kind of dysfunction, some kind of like childhood trauma. And I think the problem is like a lot of us are not taking accountability for it, or even just actively trying to work on ourselves and heal ourselves.
I was listening to a conversation. One girl's like, yo, after you're 21, there's no more excuses to be ignorant anymore.
I mean, 21 is kind of young. Like, I feel like,
she said that she's even being generous saying 21.
No,
I was
21.
dying. I was like, no.
21, you're so young and naive.
I feel like 25-ish is the age of like learning, like fully learning, like
25
starting.
to like 27. If you're a late bloomer.
No, I'm saying like you start. Not that you're there. But like 25 should be the time where like you're fully starting it.
No, 21, like what have you learned yet? Like especially if like imagine you're like living with your parents until what, maybe like 19, 20. You're out in the world 21.
Because you can't even masturbate with your parents. They're always said zzz.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that's true. Girl, like no. Absolutely not.
What are you doing in there? Zzz.
Absolutely not. Like the way I'm uncomfortable right now. Like the mental picture is just very, very uncomfortable.
I'm just dying. I'm sorry.
Very uncomfortable.
You
but
can't
yeah,
even have like little sex talks with your boyfriend. You'll be like underneath the covers, like, yeah, baby.
21, like that's ridiculous. She's not. No, like you're. You know,
yeah, no. I was dying.
21
when she said
too
that,
generous.
I started laughing.
Excuse me. Did you like move out at 15 and have all these? No. Come on. Like,
but I guess it's. I understand kind of what she's saying. Like, I feel like at 21. No. You have the accessibility to start Googling and learning, talking to your doctor. Like,
yeah, I think 21 now. I think maybe 21 now because there's so many more resources. We're so much more advanced now. And we're so much more advanced. And like, you can even go to like,
hello, when we were 21, I think it was still like we had to go to, like in high school to do research projects, you still had to go to the actual library.
Yeah, I used to love going to the library in high school. And I enjoyed going to the library. I loved it.
Like it wasn't now where you can just go online and find the online libraries. Like, no, you'd actually go to the library, sign out a book, read through the different chapters to find, not like the Control F where you can just like put one keyword in there, everything like frig, man.
But I love that. Like I used to love the library. I would spend hours and I used to love it. It was just like an experience. You know what I mean? Like,
but I don't know. It's changed so much. But like, I guess what she's saying now, it's a bit different because as 21, first off, they already have all this media outlets, so they're already being introduced to these subjects and these topics already. Yeah. That's like. I guess I can understand what she said. Like at 21, you can start doing your research. At first, I was like 21, like whoa, but I'm thinking me 21.
Yeah, exactly.
Hella young, hella now naive. It's just like you have those resources to actually start learning about.
It's a
this
different
stuff.
time.
Yeah,
that's right. I feel like it's a very different. First of all, forget about 21. Like these kids know everything at like 14, 15. I'm like, no, what? Seriously. How do you guys even know this? Like, seriously. I'm like, even that's like uncomfortable for me, and you guys are already talking about what? Like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like especially with these little 15-year-olds are like, oh, she's for the streets. I'm like, have you even driven on a street yet? Like, I know you've walked on a street, but have you even driven on it?
But you don't even know what the streets are.
For the streets, like, I'm like, bro,
you should be riding your bike in the streets right now,
like, or scooter on the streets.
Yeah, like you should be playing outside with your friends in the streets, like playing football in the streets. Like, what do you know about for the streets? Like, what? I'm sorry, I can't. The new generation, I can't. Like, but I'm sorry. Some of these pages, like the comments, literally have me weak.
I know.
I swear, Six Buzz is one of those ones where you see like, you see
I go
kids,
up and down with Six Buzz.
I see kids in the comments sometimes, and I see their comments, and I'm like, that display picture looks way too young. And I click on the picture, and the kid's like 14. I'm like, how are you even commenting on this? Like, you are an infant. You are a tadpole.
Honestly,
like, what?
I really believe they should have had an age limit on Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram should
have had an age limit.
I mean, for so many reasons. Like, there is just way too much. Like,
they should have enforced something where, like, even if you thought they were underage, you can report them, and then you had to show like ID or something to prove that,
or to like filter out specific kind of like content.
It's just honestly, there should have been an age limit because these little kids are seeing stuff that I'm seeing. I'm just like, huh?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm finding this funny because I'm grown. Why is your little ass commenting under this?
Seriously.
You're like 2 years old. You're an infant.
And the fact of like, I'm sorry, but like, I can't even tell the difference between me and these 17-year-olds anymore. Like, we're wearing the same clothes. We're doing our hair the same. Girl. We have the same makeup. Like, what's it? Girl. At least when I was growing up, that we'd have, like, you know, the older kids would be, like, kind of like Le Chateau. Yeah. And we'd be, like, younger, so we were, like, at the Sirens and the Urban Planet. Like, you can, by looking at somebody, you can tell their age by the way that they were dressing.
Trust me.
Now, there's no...
Some of these little girls are out here wearing more makeup than me. Their lashes look like spiders, literally up to here. I'm just like, you look like you're in grade 5. Like, and I mean, they're young. Like, I'm not even talking about high school girls. I'm talking about like elementary girls with the lashes. And it's not even the strip lashes. It's the lash extensions. Like, you're not even going to have any lashes when you're 15. Like, you're 12.
Me and Sabia, so my friend Sabia, we went to like this grand opening of one of the new M Boutique stores. Like, this is like maybe... Definitely not last year because everything was closed last year. Or maybe it was early last year. I can't remember. Yeah. But we went and it was like a grand opening and there's a lineup. So we're just like, okay, yeah, if we go this time, there'll be nobody here because, like, you know, it's 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. on a school day.
Oh, no.
Listen, Marat. It was the longest line I've ever seen for a store ever. And can I tell you that most of the people in the line were like 12, 13-year-old kids. School. Yes. But what bothered me was that all of them were with their parents. So their parents took them out of school for M Boutique. I was like, this is crazy.
First of all.
But then on top of that, while we're looking at them, Sabia's like, I have that sweater. I'm like, oh my God, I have those jeans. Like, it was like literally these kids are wearing the same clothes that we were wearing. And they had the phones, they had the nail extensions, the eyelash extensions, they had everything.
And that's the thing, these kids aren't even
13.
First of all, these kids are not even wearing like the strip lashes. They're wearing like the individual lash extensions at like 12. They have to pay
minimum $100 every 3 weeks. Like, it's crazy.
But even like as parents, like I get it that your kids come home and like they want things as their friends, but I will not be that parent. I'll be like, excuse me, lash extensions? No.
A lot of these parents are living vicariously through their kids.
Of course, and they just have that complex where they had nothing growing up. So they want to overcompensate with their kids, and it's like, no, you can't do that. Kids need to be kids. Like I would see at work, I used to see it all the time. Like these little kids, babies, grade 5, 6, and they have lash extensions, and I'm like, you are an infant.
No, they're living through their children. Because I remember like seeing them even try on clothes, and she's like, oh my God, honey. And you could tell the daughter was so uncomfortable because her boobs were out. Like, again, she's probably 13, 14. And she's wearing this little spaghetti top with the boobs out, all that stuff. And the mom's like, oh my God, you look so cute. And you could tell the daughter was so uncomfortable. Like, you're almost pressuring your daughter, 14-year-old, to buy a dress that her boobs are all out.
Of
like,
course,
you know what I mean?
Because you want to live vicariously through your child.
It's crazy.
And even like the heavy makeup. First of all, you're not even supposed to wear heavy makeup that young because it's going to damage your skin in the long run. It's going to age you. Like, you should not be like 8 wearing full face.
That's why there's 20-year-olds that look older than I do. Listen, I get ID'd at LCBO every time. Last time I went to LCBO, the guy even made me take off my mask to prove that I'm
here for it, though.
And I'm like, I'm 30, okay?
Right?
And he's like, well, then you must be doing something good. I'm like, all right, I'll take it. Like,
when I tell them I'm born in 87, they're like, what? Weird. They're like looking on my ID. I'm like, it's me.
Yeah.
Picture doesn't look like me because I'm always with a different hairstyle. So they're like... Is that you? I'm like, yes, that's me.
That's me. That is me.
I always have a different hairstyle.
That is me,
I like to
Onika.
change it up, you know? I'm like 87. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. Like, I've been doing this for a long time, baby boy.
I like that one.
No, because it's like, you guys are questioning me. Like, I'm like, sweetheart, trust me, I've been 19 for a very long time.
No, seriously.
I've been sitting here for a minute. Like,
seriously. We good over here.
But I'm okay. I'll take it because I'm trying to look young forever.
No, I sometimes get annoyed. I won't lie. But when he said I was doing something right, I'm like, okay, I'll take that. Like, I'll take that.
Because obviously, if I go there, I'm like not wearing any makeup, right? So I feel like I look like such a baby.
See,
I'm here for it.
No, I feel like when I'm not wearing makeup, they don't ID me as much. As soon as I have any type of makeup, that's when I get ID'd. Because I think
the other way around.
I think they think I'm trying to look older, so then they question me even more. No. I already look like I'm 16 without makeup, so when they see me without makeup, they're like, okay. Yeah. She obviously not going to trick us, you know what I mean?
No, it's always
but when I wear makeup they're just thinking, I think they think that I'm trying to look older. So they're like, bitch, you're not tricking me today. Yeah. It's like, no, but I'm old.
I mean, me getting errands, I literally have no makeup on. My hair's in a bun. I'm just like, comfortable. Like, I'm not going to go with a full face to do errands.
No, because I usually buy, because I don't really have alcohol in my house usually. So it's usually when I buy it before I go out. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to someone's house, cake shit, I need to go buy else. Yeah. And I always do everything last minute. Sorry. So I just like, even the last time I went was because I was coming to LCBO after recording this, so I had my makeup on, and that's when he made me take off my whole mask. I'm like, I'm like, ugh. But anyways, enough about us looking young forever. Enough about it.
Black doesn't crack,
right? But thank you guys for coming for another episode.
Yes, thank you guys.
I would like to mention that we are going to have a
drum roll giveaway.
In our giveaway, we'll be including an Amazon Dot.
Yes.
With a Wi-Fi bulb to come with it, so you can be like, "Hey Alexa, turn off my lights." You know,
Combo and Chill
that we played last week.
We had so much fun playing that game last week, guys. Game. And we will be having rooms on Clubhouse, so definitely tap in with us because the deck that we have has actually 33 additional cards that aren't in the original card game. So you definitely want to be a part of that.
So back to the giveaway. Yes. So we're going to have the Alexa Dot. We're going to have the light bulb. We're going to have Combo and Chill. We're also going to have a nice $50 LCBO card.
So you can get your drinks on.
Exactly. And while 2 shot glasses for you. So you and a friend, when COVID is over, can play Combo and Chill together. And you can use that Alexa Dot to listen to our podcast because we are now on Alexa Dot as well.
Or if you live on your own and it's one person, it can be during COVID as long as they live on their own. COVID guidelines, COVID restrictions, you know.
Yes, exactly. But thank you guys for again
joining
another episode of Youngish and with myself, Onika at KERR__ and
Marette at _XII_IV on Instagram and on Twitter, Bright Lip Love, BRITELIPLOVE.
And you can catch us on our Instagram and Twitter at Youngish and _. Thank you guys.
Have a good night. Thank you. Take care.